Hello, welcome to One Moment Wiser. This is Christy Bridges, and Jen Renee Owens, one of my fellow authors, always gets me searching for a word of the year. Story is my word for 2020. And so today I'd like to share with you a mystery. I would love for you to help me solve the mystery. And if you have a mystery that you'd like solved, let me know about it. We can share it together and let's crowdsource some clues. All right, so here goes. I go to the woods to think. I often find myself looking inwardly at my mental list of things to do so intently, a bear could sit down next to me, I wouldn't have a clue. When I go to the woods, I go and unstick my eyes so that I can look forward, outward, up, all around, and I see God everywhere that way. On December 9th, 2015, the inside of my head was a blizzard. Thoughts were just whirling and piling into drifts. I was torn between huddling in place, at least I knew where I was, and shivering, or moving forward into the blind unknown. I put on my hiking shoes, picked up my keys, and headed to the woods. The trees had been falling down that year. I didn't really know why, and it had me a little worried. But I'd spent the summer taking pictures of the mushrooms that feathered the rotting trunks. Humans see something beautiful, like a tree, and we think, wait, hold it, freeze, stay right there forever. We try to freeze beauty in place, and if you don't believe me, just count the face creams at Walgreens. Our Creator doesn't work that way. Change nurtures life. December 9th, blizzard in my head, I drove toward the woods, seeking understanding among the mushrooms. I never made it there. Christy, what makes you cry? My friend Kim had asked me the night before. She'd called around 5, December 8th, and said, can I come over? There's something I want to talk to you about. We'd stood in my driveway until after midnight. At 2 a.m., I lay in bed, feeling the blood surge through my veins, that your blood just going. I had a 7 a.m. meeting at work, and I could not sleep. Thankfully, it was a call-in meeting, so nobody knew I'd rolled out of bed at 6:45 with maybe an hour of sleep. Afterwards, I texted 2 of my coworkers and my bestie for prayer. Bob was the first to call, and then Stacy. So Bob and Stacy are instructional designers. We've met that summer and been working together to create training material for a system we were developing at my job. It was a night and day project. I'd often log off at 11 p.m. and come in at 8 o'clock in the morning to find programming changes. Well, when you work under that kind of pressure with people, you see what they're really made of. Bob and Stacy, they're golden. So what makes me cry, Kim? Well, not much these days, but on December 9th, 2015, I cried a lot as I talked to Bob and Stacy. 2 weeks prior, I had put my college application in right at the end of November. My band had broken up. I'd lost my grandparents. I was floundering trying to write a book. And I had so much fun with Bob and Stacy, I decided maybe I should get a degree in instructional design. The moment I hit the submit button, my inner creative started sobbing uncontrollably. It was a shock. Logical me is like, what? What's going on? Stop crying. Creative me sobbed, why? Why would you abandon our dreams? Logical me tried to argue, hey, it's for our good. This is for us. But creative me was too busy throwing things at logical me to listen. Yes, you would have thought I was crazy. Then came Kim, December 8th. So now it's December 9th, and I'm still on the phone with Stacy as I put on my shoes, grab my keys, and head toward the woods. I'm not sure when we hung up, but I had missed my turn for the highway. As I aimed for Yale, one word became a sign in my mind: cultivate. I turned the car toward Woodward Park. In the woods, everything springs up and grows in whatever direction it can, untamed, unencumbered by anything except the elements and competition and time. But at Woodward Park, every plant has a place of honor where it's pruned and treated and fertilized. At first, to my hippie heart, that seemed too structured, too tame. But I'd asked for a sign. I needed a word. And you can't ask God to speak if you're not willing to move when He does. So I walked through the gardens and saw love. Love. That's where today's mystery comes in, but not yet. Standing in my driveway, December 8th, Kim had rolled out a plan to help me create a conference with my friend Jen Renee. I hadn't even known that was possible. 2 years before, I had told Julie Clinton at the Extraordinary Women's Conference, I'd like to be doing this in a couple of years. But it was a pipe dream. I had no idea how I'd do it. Now, as I prepare to pursue my dreams and go back to school, to pause my dreams and go back to school, suddenly seemed like I could. As I walked at Woodward, my eyes turned outward to the red and brown leaves skirting the trees. There were winter herbs in their beds, and even some of the roses were still blooming. I saw love, literally, but not yet. As I walked, the snow in my head melted. The conference theme unfolded, and I thought of the, compost in my own life, and knew cultivate was a key word for our audience, but also for me. Christy, Stacy had said, you know what you're going to do. She was right. As I turned away from the Linnaeus teaching garden to descend toward the rose garden, this was written on the steps: I will love you every step of the way. What makes me cry? Those words. It's been 4 years, 3 books, 2 conferences, and nearly 1,000 videos, and amazing collaborations with dream breathers like Kim and Jen. I've even had the opportunity to learn instructional design without student loans, but I can't go on. I can't go any further without trying to find out who wrote those words. Woodward Park, Tulsa, Oklahoma, December 9th, 2015. Who wrote, I will love you every step of the way? I firmly believe God sent those words to me, and I am grateful. But what happened? Was somebody making a romantic proposal on December 9th, 2015? I can imagine some sweet 20-something dropping to one knee, making their lover's heart just stop in that moment of, oh my gosh, this is it. I will love you every step of the way. Maybe it wasn't a proposal. Maybe someone else was going back to school or starting a new career, and someone was encouraging them. Who wrote those words? Who drew the little chalk hearts at the edges that I stepped around? And what's happened since? I want to ask that person, how's your marriage? I want to say, thank you. You have no idea how you changed my life that day. No matter what you're going through, your willingness to open up and love made an impact. If you're watching this would you do me a favor? Would you please share this video? If you're listening on the One Moment Wiser podcast, would you share the podcast and the photo and the link that's attached? If we could just get this out to everyone we know, surely somebody's going to have the answer. Who wrote, "I will love you every step of the way"? And what would you like to know? Do you have a mystery that you want to share? Well, reach out to me on Facebook or Twitter at One Moment Wiser, or email info@onemomentwiser.com. And it's the number one, momentwiser.com. I'd love to help you share your story. Let's crowdsource those clues. Psalm 37, 23 and 24 says, "The Lord makes firm the steps of the one who delights in him. Though he may stumble, he will not fall, for the Lord upholds him with his hand." I can tell you from experience, it's true. God bless you guys today. Bye-bye.